Ah, the bridge in the distance. The downtown waterfront. Oh, the wind of the river. Holy moly. But the downtown waterfront, a jewel of downtown Windsor, and for good reason. Neil, what's the story about the pathway anyway that we're standing on?
Well, it's one of the nice things about Windsor. Sometimes we actually do make good use of old lands. This is all old rail line lands. Starting from this side, this parkland stretches all the way from the bridge to the east, all the way to Hiram Walker's in Walkerville.
Yeah.
It's all reclaimed rail land for the most part.
Yeah, people don't remember that this was not trail that you could just walk on. It was like industrial rail yard. Yeah.
Yes.
And this area in particular we're standing on and getting blown away by wind standing here. Where are we? What is this?
Well, we're getting close to the overpass that's at Karen Avenue, approximately, in Riverside
Karen Avenue
Drive.
and Riverside, yeah.
And this little structure,
let's move in here a bit.
To the bridge side used to be the rail station for the Canadian Pacific Railway. And
sorry, so this, what used to stand above this, we're going to have a photo of what this building actually used to look like. This was the station?
This would have been the station. There would have been a little conical tower at the top there in a building. As you can see, there's like a doorway and a window built into the side of the hilltop.
So this is the base of what was a building?
Yes, absolutely.
Right here. Now, what else was near here? You mentioned something earlier when we were talking about part of our namesake of this segment, Salt and Roses, the Windsor Salt Company, or Windsor Salt in general.
The enterprising man, Mr. Van Horn, that started up this railway in 1890.
Mr. Van Horn?
Van Horn.
Yeah.
Also found out, and part of the reason he built the railway here is that the Windsor was loaded with salt.
Okay.
And he did his first test deposits, or did his first testing for salt deposits at Karen Avenue, and had his Canadian Salt Company buildings right next door.
Oh.
Conveniently enough so that he could ship it right onto his Canadian Pacific Railway line.
Oh, that's awesome. I didn't know any of that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that Canadian Salt had any location downtown.
Yes.
And it was right here, you're saying.
These salt deposits that everyone knows that Windsor's noted for salt, but the salt deposits are enormous. They stretch over like a huge portion of the city underground.
And so he could have been pretty much anywhere, but it fit for where he had planned his rail lines and whatever else he was keeping in mind.
He wanted it, the base close to the river to be able to ferry the train cars across, to bring product to the States, and then upwards to go through Ontario.
Upwards and onwards. And again, this is one of the things that we forget about when we're just, looking at the giant UFO sculpture or listening to the children cooing and playing on the playground. This was heavy industrial area, and it's part of what made Windsor, right?
That's right. Before the railway came to Windsor, now I'm talking about the first railway,
yes.
All of the train yards that would have been on east of Willette Avenue on the waterfront was the original Great Western Railroad system of track. And that first came to Windsor in 1854. Before that, the little town of Sandwich and the town of Essex were the hubs of the county. But as soon as the rail came to Windsor, then Windsor started growing in importance, and then the other towns started kind of going into decline a little bit.
So that the rail line spelled semi-demise or shrinkage for these other communities and a growth for the city of Windsor.
Yes, it did. And that's 1854. So that's when Windsor really starts coming into its own as a town. Later becomes a city in 1892, right around the time that you have all this progress happening.
Right. Well, I just wanted to finish our little talk here. If you have anything else you want to add, you can do that now. But that is a pretty cool little section with the, the whisperings of days gone by. These little doorways and what would have been, like you said, possibly a window there. But really cool. Really cool to see this space reclaimed for something that the entire citizenry can enjoy.
Well, like you said, it is something that Windsor's done absolutely right? It is a jewel of downtown, stretching from not just downtown, but from east to west.
Yeah, it's amazing. Neil, thanks for the information. Anybody who wants to see this, again, I just gave you the landmark. If you're down on the riverfront pathway and you see this UFO and you wonder, okay, this must be near Karen Avenue. Yeah, this is the spot where the building in the photos accompanying this this video post, this is where it used to be, which is mind-boggling. Like, I'm sorry, but the photo you showed me, and then there's a painting with like a horse and carriage, and it's just so incredible when you think about how things used to work. We just we take it for granted for the way it is, and such a rich history in this city. It's amazing.